Hey, welcome to the 30-day startup challenge. Starting a business in 30 days seems impossible, but you definitely can get it done if you put your mind to it. So far we've spoken about your vision, we've spoken about defining the kind of impact that you want to have, and we've spoken about thinking differently, like how do you ideate to address issues in a different way. And so today we're going to talk about create, okay? Create the solution that you want to implement, whether it is a physical product, whether it is a service that you want to deliver, or an intervention that you want to offer. Create. And I'm a big believer in creating upfront a minimum viable product, okay? So an MVP is the simplest, cheapest, easiest version of your solution that you can create overnight, or in 30 days, or in 1 week, and go out into the market and test. Now, too often we want things to be perfect before we go out and have people start using it. And if you wait for perfect, you've waited too long, because you don't know what things you've built in that your customers actually aren't interested in. So the sooner you get feedback, the better, okay? So challenge for today is to create your product. If it is a service, sit down and write out what are the different elements of the service, what are the different touch points for the service, who am I giving this service to, what will people be paying for, what value do they get in exchange. And part of creating it also then allows you to go and have elements that you're looking for input in. From a product perspective, obviously, depending on the kind of business that you want to start, you, for example, if you're going into construction or agriculture or mining, you can't implement your product overnight, right? But you can create a mood board and find samples of what it is that you want to do online, and then start doing an assessment of, do those things work, what worked well, what didn't work well, and start asking people about that from the reference of the samples that you have online. Equally, if you're developing a product from scratch, let's say it's a product for people to eat, or a product for people to use on their skin or their hair, and it still needs to go through testing to reach the right standards, depending on which country that you're in, so the relevant standards in your country. Or if you're developing a tech product and that still needs to go through beta testing and see what bugs are in there and what the user experience is, that's fine. So even if you don't have the capital right now to build what you need to build, write it down on paper, put it in a beautiful PowerPoint so that you have something that is as detailed as possible on what the product will look like, how it will work, how people will engage with it, and then have something you can ask people to give you feedback on. And we'll talk about feedback in another video, but for today, the challenge is create. No excuses, no more delays. Start thinking about very specifically, what are the ingredients, what are the components, what needs to go into making your product or your service a reality. Write down those line items, find the costing for those line items. If you need to do testing, start finding out where do you need to go to get the right testing done. Who do you need to talk to for all of that testing? And that is all part of your creation process. Don't wait for later, don't wait for tomorrow. There's no opportune time in the distant future. Today is the day, now is the moment for you to seize the day, seize the opportunity, and create your solution. Comment below, I'd love to hear what it is that you are undertaking to create to add value and to solve a social, economic, or environmental challenge.